Now, the Honourable Speaker of the Ecowas Parliament, Honourable Dr. Sidi Mohamed, Tunis, will be making a statement shortly. He presides over the 5th legislature of the Ecowas Parliament. His ascension was by no mistake after he successfully led the Sierra Leone People's Party in Parliament. He was obviously the ruling party leader then before his election in 2020. Now, he, as the protocol of ECOWAS permits, he, as with alphabetical order, the lot fell on Sierra Leone, and the parliamentarians in Parliament, and of course the ruling government, said there is no better person to represent Sierra Leone at this level other than Dr. Sidi Mohamed, Tunis. Ladies and gentlemen, to make a statement and welcome delegates from across the Ecowas region, please welcome the Speaker of Ecowas Parliament, Honourable Dr. Sidi Mohamed, Tunis.
Thank you. Your Excellency, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Madabio, President, the Right Honourable Dr. Abbas Chernobundu, Speaker of the Sierra Leone Parliament, Our Excellency, Dr. Fatima Jabi Madabio, First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Mr. Abdul Joe, Minister of Petroleum and Energy of the Republic of Gambia, representing His Excellency President Adama Barrow, Dr. David Moina Senge, Chief Minister of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Mr. Timothy Musa Kaba, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Republic of Sierra Leone, Mrs. Nabila Farida Tunis, Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, and my wife. All cabinet ministers of the Republic of Sierra Leone here present, the majority leader of the Sierra Leone Parliament, the leader of the opposition in Parliament, the Honourable Veronica Kadi Sise, Head of Sierra Leone Delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament, Honourable members of the ECOWAS Parliament, Honourable members of the Sierra Leone Parliament, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Acting Secretary General, Directors and staff of the ECOWAS Parliament, other dignitaries here present, civil society organizations, the press, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Bureau, honorable members, management and staff of the ECOWAS Parliament, I welcome you to the first parliamentary seminar of the year 2024, which also marks the final parliamentary seminar of the 5th legislature. May I seize this opportunity to wish you a wonderful new year with my very best wishes for health and happiness, as well as express hope that this year will present glorious opportunities for our region. Let me also use this opportunity to extend my warmest regards to His Excellency, Dr. Julius Madabio, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. In the same vein, I wish to reiterate my appreciation to the government and people of Sierra Leone for always welcoming the ECOWAS Parliament. Your Excellency, sir, the events of the next few days are very pivotal to the ECOWAS Parliament, and to me personally, as they mark the conclusion of the lifespan of the 5th legislature, and consequently, the end of my tenure as Speaker. Further, let me extend my heartfelt gratitude to you, Mr. President, and to the people of Sierra Leone for affording me the opportunity to serve our country and the entire Ecowas region. My nomination and endorsement were a choice you made, Your Excellency, after careful consideration. And throughout my tenure, your unfailing guidance and constant support have enabled me to preside with dignity and honor over the destiny of the Community Parliament. I stand here before Your Excellency, sir, and this august body, feeling fulfilled and humbled to have been favored with the opportunity to serve our people and to report that the mission was very successful, sir. Please accept the expression of my very deep and affectionate feelings of infinite gratitude to Your Excellency, Mr. President. I would also like to take this opportunity to express my deep gratitude to all the heads of state of the community, with a special mention to all those who have chaired the Ecowas Authority of Heads of State and Government during the life of this legislature. Please allow me to mention a few. His Excellency, Mr. Mohamed, former President of the Republic of Niger, before whom I took my oath and was invested as Speaker of the 5th Legislature of the Ecowas Parliament. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, who honored us with his presence at the opening of 3 of our activities, including an ordinary session held at the institution's headquarters in Abuja. He equally graciously accepted to serve as a champion for direct elections into the Ecowas Parliament. His Excellency Omaru Sissoko Embalo, President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, for his unfailing support and his willingness to provide sound and credible advice on all issues concerning the Parliament. His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and current Chief of State and Government, whose country hosts the headquarters of the Ecowas Parliament and provides considerable support for the smooth running of our activities. In addition, my special thanks also to His Excellency Mohamed Buhari, former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who served as our host for a good period of the lifespan of the 5th Legislature and graced the opening of one of our ordinary sessions in Abuja. It is worth noting that more than all previous legislatures, the 5th Legislature, under our leadership, enjoyed the full participation and support of all the heads of states in its quest to strengthen democracy across the region. My feelings of great esteem go out to all the heads of states of the region who, showing us their complete availability, have all received us and given us wise advice so that our mandate will be fruitful and contribute effectively to the achievement of the noble objectives of regional integration. With that said, permit me to... Your Excellency, sir, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As you already know, the seminar for which we have gathered is expected to consider a topic that has captured the attention of governments, organizations, and local communities, and that is illegal mining and its implication in the Ecowas region. The threat of illegal mining in the Ecowas region is having far-reaching implications on the security, socio-economic, and environmental fabric of the region. Despite the potential sector to positively impact the lives of the community citizens, the complex interplay of security, socio-economic dividends, environmental impacts on the soil and waters have emerged as pressing concerns that demand immediate investigation and finding sustainable solutions. A careful revision of the numbers available to us provides a compelling need to give attention to the region's mining sector. As an example, nearly 80% of mining in northwest Nigeria is being carried out illegally, which has increased conflict since 2014, spreading across Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, and Zamfara states. Referring to the contribution of the mining sector to the GDP of some member states, the Ecowas Vision 2050 document indicates that Ghana benefits 7.5%, Burkina Faso 10.2%, Cote d'Ivoire 4%, while Nigeria receives only 9%. With a properly regulated mining sector in the region, it is expected that our various economies will be far more impactful. Furthermore, illegal mining of precious minerals in West Africa has succeeded in not only depriving member states of much needed revenue to grow their economies through improved GDP, but has also created instances of kidnapping, thuggery, and in some cases, insurgency. Therefore, to examine the phenomenon of illegal mining, as well as its socio-economic, security, and environmental implications on the advancement of member states, the leadership of this parliament found it befitting to dedicate a last parliamentary seminar of the 5th legislature to the topic. We expect that at the end of the seminar, we will have a greater appreciation of the regional mining frameworks and challenges to their implementation, and make recommendations where regional collaboration can be fostered to boost the sector. Your Excellency, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, having provided some insight on the seminar, I will now take advantage of the presence of Your Excellency and other illustrious guests to highlight some of the progress made by the 5th legislature of the Ecowas Parliament in the build-up to next week's evaluation session. I would like to begin by thanking Allah, the Compassionate, who has allowed us to start and complete this journey. He has given us the opportunity to have a significant impact on the daily lives of our fellow citizens, despite the difficult context in which we have evolved. No sooner after the inauguration of the 5th legislature, the infamous COVID-19 pandemic began in earnest. Most of our ambitious plans appear to have been stalled, and many doubted that we would get going again. Furthermore, the international environment was also marked by major conflicts such as the Russia-Ukraine war in Europe. Meanwhile, the harmful effects of climate change, increasingly perceptible in all our countries, impacted and continue to affect our health, agriculture, fisheries, energy, the environment, and many other sectors. In addition to these international threats, the regional scene was marked by terrorism, insecurity, and unconstitutional regime changes. During our 4-year term of office alone, our region saw 4 unconstitutional changes of power in Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Niger. These situations constitute a threat to democracy and the rule of law, as though the subtle amendments to the Constitution designed to extend presidential terms of office. Despite these sad developments, we brave the storm and nourish the fervent hope that our term of office will be full of ambition and rich in events. Today, Your Excellency, I am pleased to report that the Ecowas Parliament takes pride in 4 years of progressive and undisrupted conduct of the duties we pledged to undertake. In my inaugural address, I listed several objectives that I intended to achieve through a 4-year strategic plan. These objectives included to promote cordial relations with the other institutions of the community, to continue efforts to maintain peace in the region, to deploy missions to observe elections, to pay particular attention to the projecting of projects and programs, and to improving transparency and accountability, to contribute to the establishment of community standards and the formulation of policies, to bring the ECOWAS Parliament closer to the people, to instill accountability and transparency in the Parliament's operations, to initiate reflection and awareness raising for the election of members of Parliament by direct universal suffrage, to institute administrative reforms and strengthen the human resource capacity of Parliament, and to address all the major issues of concern to our community, namely migration, free movement of people and goods, access to energy, food security, and the employability of young people and women. The Parliament achieved significant success in these regards. In line with its vision and strategic plan, the Parliament was able to exercise its prerogatives in accordance with the Supplementary Act and carry out its mandate effectively. Despite the extremely difficult context the region finds itself, the Parliament was able to hold almost all of its statutory meetings of the legislature, namely 7 ordinary sessions and 8 extraordinary sessions. In terms of legislative work, I am pleased to say that the 5th Ecowas Parliament has been fruitful and successful. The intense activity in which each member has participated with interest has enabled us to examine and issue opinion on 83 draft community acts and adopted 94 resolutions. These resolutions concern both the community's institutional arrangements and all areas relating to ECOWAS economic and monetary integration policies, including trade, customs, free movement of persons, goods and services, infrastructure, monetary operations, industry, mining, and investment promotions. We are convinced that the implementation of these acts will contribute to a more prosperous future for the people of West Africa and will strengthen cooperation, regional solidarity, and sustainable economic development in our region. Your Excellency, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the other area during this legislature has been the monitoring of sectorial activities. This prerogative has been widely used by the members. Consequently, numerous oversight and monitoring missions were carried out throughout the region to ascertain the conduct and progress of community projects and programs in the fields of education, health, infrastructure, energy, agriculture, free movement of persons and goods, etc. In the same vein, the various heads of ECOWAS specialized agencies were invited to Parliament to enlighten members on the progress or delays noted in the operational conduct of certain projects and programs. Regarding bringing the Parliament closer to the people, I assured the citizens of West Africa that the 5th legislature was committed to be more open to them. The Parliament, therefore, endeavored to create the conditions for its openness to society by holding 8 extraordinary sessions, 8 seminars, and 14 meetings of its joint committees away from its headquarters and in almost all the member states. Admitted, the primary aim of these various localized meetings was to deliberate on the various important issues and to strengthen the Parliament's capacity to contribute to the community's decision-making processes. But above all, they have increased visibility of the Community Parliament because they have given us the opportunity to communicate with people and to discuss their daily lives and their deepest aspirations. The 5th legislature was also deeply involved in the process of adopting community projects and conducted several fact-finding missions, as well as took part in 19 elections observation missions in 14 ECOWAS member states. Also, under our stewardship, Your Excellencies, relations with national and regional parliaments, civil society organizations, and development partners were strengthened. The ECOWAS Parliament maintained contact with almost all the interparliamentary organizations and parliamentary assemblies in the region, Africa, and around the world. For the first time, we established deep fraternal ties with the Parliamentary Summit of Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean. the Austrian Parliament, and the United Nations Office of Counter-Terrorism. We also strengthened and made more active the Ecowas Parliament's relationship with the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, the Pan-African Parliament, PAP, the East African Legislative Assembly, ELA, and the South African Development Community, SADC Parliamentary Forum. Additionally, we had the esteemed privilege of being invited to address several parliaments across the continent and beyond, including those of the Kingdom of Morocco, the Pan-African Parliament, the Latin American Parliament. As a result of these robust activities, Parliament experienced a surge in its visibility during the 5th legislature, more than any other previous legislatures. This is evident by the increased participation of community citizens in the Parliament's programs, especially women and youth, as the statistics from the Parliament's social media platforms indicate. Your Excellency, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a key component of our administration's policy strategy. To this end, we have over the years strengthened our relations with the media. Thus, the activities of the Parliament were constantly covered by journalists brought together under the auspices of the West African Association of Legislative Correspondents, AWACO, an association established under our administration and inaugurated by us. In appreciation of our media friendliness, I was honored by the AWACO for promoting freedom of the press and opening the Ecowas Parliament to the 4th Estate. Also, in terms of visibility, during this parliamentary term, we authorized numerous guided tours of Parliament for specific groups, in particular, pupils and students wishing to understand how our institution works. It has been noted that Parliament has become one of the most visited institutional sites in Abuja, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In terms of the administrative operations of the Parliament, we succeeded in repositioning and upgrading parliamentary service through institutional capacity buildings, recruitments, and relevant training. Significant resources were deployed to strengthen the capacities of the parliamentary administration. Retreats and training sessions for all staff were regularly organized to enable our closest collaborators be better equipped to face current challenges. In addition, the staff recruitment process continued during the 5th legislature and made it possible to fill 8 head of division posts in the P5 managerial grade, 10 professional posts in the P1 to P4 grade, and 5 general service posts. Furthermore, the Hansa division and the research unit, previously dormant, were activated. In addition, the Parliament's Interinstitutional Liaison Office was equally activated to strengthen collaboration with sister institutions and our partners. We further introduced an award program to recognize outstanding performance by staff in the course of discharging their duties. The award aims to create healthy emulation among staff, and so far, 12 staff members have been recognized since it was introduced in 2021. With this, we can proudly say that we are leaving Parliament in good hands as far as the institutional memory and capacity are concerned. Your Excellency, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at the inception of the 5th legislature, I committed to support programs that will directly impact women and youth of our Ecowas region. True to that commitment, the ECOWAS Female Parliamentarians Association, ECOFEPA, was granted for the first time an allocation in the Parliament's budget to carry out its activities. This was aimed at developing a framework for female consultation, strong female solidarity networks, and advocating for the implementation of 30% affirmative action at all levels within the ECOWAS region. I am proud that ECOFEPA, as a thriving association, conducted more activities during my tenure as Speaker than any other speaker before me. This included the 3 leadership symposia, 2 town hall meetings, 1 sensitization campaign, and 2 global summits, each bringing together over 200 delegates from across the region for the first time in a parliament's rich history. One of those summits will be held on the 9th and the 10th here in Freetown. As a result of these achievements, on the 7th December 2023, I was presented an award by the leadership of ECOFEPA as its champion, and received another award from the UN Women Nigeria chapter as a he for she. I think I deserve big applause. Let me use this podium to assure ECOFEPA, my baby, of my support long after the expiration of my tenure as Speaker of the Ecowas Parliament. Your Excellency, sir, Mr. President, I am pleased to report that our mission was very successful. And all our accomplishments have been captured in the report of the 5th legislature of the Ecowas Parliament. We have also produced a documentary that tells the story of our success at the Parliament, and a trailer from that production will be filmed shortly after my speech. Your Excellency, it is also worth noting that this is the first time ever, sir, first time any such report or documentary has been produced by the Ecowas Parliament. And I am humbly pleased to present to Your Excellency a copy of the report of the 5th legislature of the Ecowas Parliament. All right, please. Please rise. Your Excellency, honorable members, distinguished guests, the excitement of our successes and achievements cannot detract us from our challenges. The 5th legislature also experienced its share of regional dynamics at the institutional, economic. The COVID-19 pandemic, high cost of living resulting from global economic downturn, the re-emergence of military takeovers, and the unfortunate suspension of 4 member states greatly impacted the overall success of the Ecowas Parliament. We humbly acknowledge these challenges and other unfinished businesses that will be passed on to the next legislature. Paramount amongst which are the sad reality of having 4 member states and nations suspended, the inability to have members of the Ecowas Parliament elected by direct universal suffrage, and not being able to inaugurate the Ecowas Youth Parliament. We are, however, very optimistic that with the level of awareness created and promising support from stakeholders regarding these issues, each one of them will be achieved soon. As the saying goes, the work of the Parliament can never be exhausted. Hence, the next legislature will be expected to continue from where we will stop. Honorable members, at next week's extraordinary session, I will have the opportunity to say my final appreciations and goodbye. But before I do that, please join me in giving a round of applause to the 4 honorable deputy speakers with whom I served. My dear colleagues, Honorable Mohamed Idris Wase, First Deputy Speaker, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Honorable Mohamed Idris Wase served as my first Deputy Speaker. At the same time, he served as the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Honorable Okari Sani Malan Shaibu, the second Deputy Speaker from the Republic of Niger. Honorable Memunatu Ibrahima, third Deputy Speaker for the Republic of Togo. And Honorable Ajatu Saatu Kamara Pinto, fourth Deputy Speaker from the Republic of Guinea-Bissau. My dear colleagues, Deputy Speakers, to have served by your side has been the greatest honor of my tenure as Speaker of the Parliament. I must admit, that the job of a speaker, especially of a regional parliament like ours, is not an easy one. In fact, I consider it the hardest. But with your support, we executed our duties successfully. I thank you from the depth of my heart. So the members of this parliament, of the Ecowas parliament, both friends and good critics, I am highly appreciative of the privilege to work with you. As you must have noted or noticed, I have never taken criticism personally, even in instances where I was sure of the credibility and sincerity of my decisions and actions. I am always guided by the fact that parliamentary culture dictates the divergence of opinions. When I accepted the position of Speaker 4 years ago, I knew that my patience and maturity would be brought to test. I equally knew that my leadership qualities must be displayed to its fullest. I am glad that today I have been able to deliver a united membership to the end. Yes, my dear compatriots in Sierra Leone, Ecowas Parliament is united just the way I met it. May I also express my gratitude to the heads of the community institutions, namely the President of the Ecowas Commission, the Honorable President of the Ecowas Court of Justice, the Auditor General of the community, and other heads of Ecowas institutions and specialized agencies. I would like to take this opportunity to thank them very much for the harmonious interinstitutional cooperation and the active solidarity that have characterized our relations during this period. Such cooperation and solidarity between the Ecowas Parliament and other community institutions have never been recorded before. Therefore, I am eternally grateful that during my speakership and your respective tenures of service, we could develop an unprecedented channel of collaboration for the smooth functioning of all our institutions. To the former Secretary General and the current Acting Secretary General, the Director of Administration of Finance, the Acting Director of Parliamentary Affairs and Research, members of my cabinet, and all staff of Ecowas Parliament, I thank you for your support. I am fully aware that each one of you has contributed to the success of my tenure. Many times I notice the way staff render services, sometimes under very difficult circumstances, but still never disappointed me and the institution. The memory of your service will remain indelible in my mind. Let me also appreciate my darling wife, Mrs. Nabila Tunis, and my children for the love and support. It was your energy that lifted me each day, motivated me and gave me the drive to exhaust all possibilities for the benefit of our region. I thank you. In conclusion, I wish to declare in no uncertain terms that this parliament is a great and perfect model of an ideal contemporary regional parliament. In it lie the strengths of regional integration and democracy. My hope is that those coming after us will cherish democracy, respect and support our institutions, and work together to address the challenges our region faces. With these words, I welcome you to the city of Freetown and to this special parliamentary seminar. Long live Ecowas, long live regional integration. Je vous remercie. Thank you. Obrigado.